All right, it's district breakdown time. We are talking with Jon Poorman from the Houston Chronicle, and we're talking 22-6A, the seven-team district that the last couple of years has been Deer Park and Channelview. Well, Channelview actually stepped up really big last year and ended up getting that crown. What do you think about this district this year? It's usually between those two and maybe Pasadena Dobie. Talk about who you think may take it this year.
Yeah, I think all three of those teams could really be in the mix for the district title. As you mentioned, Channelview had a great season last year. A little bit of that Jalen Hurts energy magic going on down there with his dad coaching the team. No, but obviously they had a great season. Going to be really competitive again this year as well. Deer Park, I'm really looking at as one of the top teams. They've got a really exciting player who's being recruited as a defensive lineman, Luke Webb. I think that he has the potential to have a monster season for them. So they've got some talent there coming back. And then Dobie, has been really consistent. Out of the Pasadena schools, they've kind of been the benchmark setter there. And so I would expect them, with their strong running game that they always have, to be in the mix as well.
Yeah, they always have the. You say strong running game. I call it confusing running game as a videographer. It's very difficult to see who has that rock. But can they? Do you see them as a team that could come up and be a district title contender? I know they kind of dropped off the last 2 years and finishing third and second. So can they upset Deer Park and Channelview and get up there?
Yeah, I think they've got a chance for sure. The last 2 years, I mean, you mentioned second and third place. I mean, you're still getting in the playoffs. That's pretty good accomplishment. So I would expect that once again. I don't see a way that they don't make the playoffs, to be honest. But yeah, I mean, it just depends on. I think it's going to come down to some of these matchups, between those three teams and who could kind of, pull it out and win those critical games. I'm not sure where they sit on the schedule, but it might come down to the final week or so and seeing who really took advantage of the situation and stepped up in those big time games. As far as the rest of the district goes, there's some programs like Sam Rayburn who feel like they're kind of on the rise here. So maybe you're looking at that fourth playoff spot, and you got different schools vying for that one. And I think that's where the biggest competition is going to be, and that's going to really be interesting to see how that plays out.
Yeah, we see one of those Pasadena ISD teams need to find a way to get into that fourth spot. And like you said, Rayburn's up and coming, but you can never count out Pasadena, Memorial, or Sam Houston. So turnover here or there, we always talk about that. A key play here and there could push you into that fourth spot, especially when there's only 7 teams in this district. So should be a nice race to the finish.
Yeah, absolutely. And these teams are going to get, some non-district games to kind of sort out where they are and be able to challenge themselves and see where they're at heading into the district play. As you mentioned, with it only being 7 teams, it's going to be highly competitive, and each game is going to be worth a little bit more. So, yeah, big time, interesting district for sure, especially when you look at it and you can't really, it's hard to predict a true district champion. There's no clear cut team in my opinion.
Yeah, no, exactly. All right, well, we're plugging away here at 6A. We only got a couple districts left. Next week, we'll talk 23-6A with the Pearland team, Shadow Creek, A-Leafs, Shrake Jesuit, see who can come out of there. I'll join you next week, Jon, and I appreciate you spending some time with us.
All right, thanks a lot.